श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् ॐ अखण्डानन्दसम्बोधः वन्दनात् यस्य जायते गोविन्दं तमहं वन्दे चिदानन्दतनुं गुरुम्. So yesterday we were seeing tamaḥpradhāna prakriti vishishtāt paramatmanah abhūt sakāshāt ākāsham. Ākāshāt vāyuh uchyate. Vāyoh agnihi tathaiva agnehe āpah adbyah prithvi kramāt. So, from the tamaḥpradhāna prakriti vishishtāt paramatmanah, simply put, from the tamah predominant maya associated consciousness. There is nothing which can come into existence without association with consciousness. Okay? So, when there is a tamah predominant, tamoguna predominant prakriti, which is maya here, okay, which is the material cause here. So from that material cause, which is maya, tamah predominant material cause, in association with chaitanya, that is the cause for akasha, etc. Okay. Now we have to remember maya shuddha sattva pradhana, avidya malina sattva pradhana. Okay, when it is shuddha sattva pradhana, when it is pure sattva predominant, then it becomes the instrumental cause. When it is that maya, when that maya is a tamoguna predominant, it becomes material cause. We are not searching cause from anywhere else. That maya itself, because when we said maya, we said shuddha sattva pradhana, but we didn't say it will not have any tamoguna or rajoguna. It will have every gunas. All the gunas will be there. In each one of them, there will be all these three parts. Any portion you take, it will have all the three parts. It's like this. See, this period is Navaratri period. This is called as Chaitra Navaratri. That is Sharada Navaratri. This is Chaitra Navaratri. Okay. This Chaitra Navaratri, any Navaratri, is 9 days. Okay. So the 9 days are separated into three days for each deity. Durga 3 days, Lakshmi 3 days, and Saraswati 3 days. This is how we worship. Now, there is a place called Kollur where there is a temple called Mūka Ambika. So that Mūka Ambika, there in that temple, every day they will have these 3 decorations. In the morning when you go, she'll be decorated as Durga. In the afternoon, she will be decorated as a Lakshmi. In the evening, she will be decorated as the same form, the same rupa, the same idol will be decorated in 3 forms, 3 different varieties. Or here we divide it into 2 parts. One is the see. Okay. So here we divide into 2 parts. The same thing, the month also we divide into 2 parts. Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha. The waxing and waning of moon. And the year we divided into 2 parts, which is Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. And the month we divide into 2 parts, which is Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha. Okay, black and white, that's all. And a day also we divide into 2 parts, day and night. Okay. Similarly, every kshana, every second can be divided into 2 parts, good time and bad time. In every second, there is a good time, there is a bad time also. That is why, even when the time is not fixed as good, the bad time, when people begin something in that bad time, it succeeds. Oh, it succeeds. Why should we follow all this stupidity? No. It succeeded because he started in the good second of that period, and which is in relationship with this prarabdha karma. Okay, so that is how we see. So similarly, every part of Maya will have these three qualities: sattva, rajas, and tamas. See, to establish a lie, we need to give so much of logic. So much of logic for a lie. But for truth, you don't need logic. There is no logic applicable there. Only acceptance. Truth is, that's all. For your lie, you have to give all this logic. Okay. So we say sattva, raja, and tamoguna. Now we have to understand what the three gunas are. Sattva, in Sankhya, there is a shloka. Sankhya Karika, there is a shloka. Sattam prakashakam ishtam upashtambakam chalam charajaha guru varnakam ye patamaha prakasha pratiparthato vritti pradipavat prakasharthato vritti, like that. Meaning, Sattvam prakashakam ishtam. Sattva is of the nature of illumining, meaning knowledge. Sattva is of the nature of knowledge. Simple. Okay? Sattva, nature of knowledge. Upashtambakam chalam charajaha. Turbulent, meaning activity. Rajoguna is of the nature of activity. Okay. So, Guru Varanakam eva tamaha. Guru means heavy. Varanakam means to wheel. That is the nature of tamoguna. Okay, forget it. Simply said, Sattva-guna jnana shakti. Sattva-guna jnana. Okay, knowledge. Sattva-guna is jnana, knowledge. Rajoguna is kriya, activity. Tamoguna, ichcha shakti? No. Then what? Absence of these two is tamoguna. Absence of knowledge, which is a avaranaka, wheeling. Absence of activity, which is a heaviness. If you don't do any exercise or anything, you just lay down there, you will become fat. Guru, heavy, right? So that is what is. So the sattva is knowledge, rajoguna is a activity, tamoguna is absence of them, right? Now, then that tamoguna predominant maya in association with consciousness, if it is in association with consciousness, then it becomes cause for akasha, etc., the space, etc., ether, etc. Okay, all the 5 elements. Now, śaktestamaḥpradhānatvaṃ tatkārye jāḍyadarśanāt ārabhante kāryaguṇānye kāraṇaguṇāhite. Now, how do you know that tamoguna predominant maya is the cause for the creation? How do you know that? Logic. Says shaktehe tamaḥpradhānatvaṃ tatkārye jāḍyadarśanāt ārabhante kāryaguṇānye kāraṇaguṇāhite. Tatkārye jāḍyadarśanāt. Because in its effect, we see the inertness. Jāḍyadarśana, the inertness. See, we gave you a logic. Kārya-liṅgaka anumanam. The inference called kārya-liṅgaka anumanam. Meaning, taking the effect as a pointer, you see, oh, if this effect is of this nature, the cause should be of this nature. Inferring the cause through the effect is a kārya-liṅgaka anumanam. We saw that. And we gave you another logic, tarka, which is kāryaguṇātmakatvat kāryasya. The effect will have the nature of cause. The effect will have the nature of cause. There is no escape from that. See, cause is clay. The effect of pot made of clay will have clay, but it will have its own nature also. Effect and cause cannot be of same nature. Cause will have a nature. Effect will have the nature of cause plus its own nature. Okay, so that is how we see in the world. Now he says tatkārye jāḍyadarśanāt. In the effect, we see the inertness. Since the effect is inert, the cause should be inert also. But how do you decipher that? So for that he says, śaktehe tatkārye. Since the effect is inert, śaktehe, its cause, the causal power, also should be inert. That is why he says tamapradhānatvaṃ. It is predominantly tamoguna. Because only if there is predominance of tamoguna, you can see the inertness. Absence of knowledge, absence of power. Okay? So, how do you know this? He is giving you the logic. Ye kāryaguṇāha te kāryaguṇān ārabhante. Whatever is the quality of, whatever is the attribute, whatever is the nature of the cause, what will be the nature of the effect also. So, the nature of the cause will be seen in the effect also. That is how we see in the world. etāni sūkṣmabhūtāni bhūtamātrā api kramāt. Etāni sūkṣmabhūtāni. These are called as sūkṣmabhūtas, subtle elements. Bhūtamātrā api kramāt. These are respectively the bhūtamātras. Bhūtamātrā, element only. What does that mean actually? We call it tanmātrā. Tanmātrā means just that. Tad means that. Matra means just. So, tad matra, tat plus matra, tan matra. Takara becomes nakara. Tan matra, only that, just that. So, what does that mean actually, just that? We have the 5 elements. We saw the elements coming from the space, from the self, in association with the Maya. Okay. Now, ether, if it is only ether, space, akasha, only akasha, without any association with anything, that is called as tanmatra. It is called as unprocessed elements. In Sanskrit, we call it apañcīkṛtabhūtebhyo. Apañcīkṛtabhūtebhyo, unprocessed element. There is a process called pañcakam. There is a process called pañcakam, which where the mix up of the elements will take place. We'll be seeing the pañcakam in detail later. Pañcakam is a must to explain the creation. We have to see that there is no choice there. And here that is unprocessed. Here when we say tanmatra, it is purely that only ether. It is purely only space. It is only purely air. It is purely fire. It is purely water. It is purely earth. There is no mix up with anything. Okay. Now, etebhyaḥ sūkṣmabhūtebhyaḥ sūkṣmadehā bhavantihi sthūlānyapi ca bhūtāni cānyonyāṃśavimelanāt. Etebhyaḥ sūkṣmabhūtebhyaḥ sūkṣmadehā bhavanti api sthūlānyapi ca bhūtāni ca cānyonyāṃśavimelanāt. From this very etebhyaḥ, from this very sūkṣmabhūtebhyaḥ, subtle elements, these tanmatras, these unprocessed elements, from these very unprocessed elements, apañcīkṛtabhūtas, what comes? Sūkṣmadehā api, the subtle body. The subtle body comes into existence. We saw the causal body, deep sleep state under ānandamaya kosha. Subtle body, dream state or prāṇamaya manomaya vijñānamaya kosha. This is what we have to see. Now, this subtle body comes from these 5 elements. Okay. What is subtle body? We'll see that. But the subtle bodies come from these subtle elements. Now, not just the subtle elements, a subtle body. cānyonyāṃśavimelanāt sthūlānyapi bhūtāni bhavanti. By mixing with the other elements through processing them, we also have the gross body. These 5 elements, unprocessed 5 elements, the tanmatras, are the base for the subtle body and the gross body. What is subtle body? That we have to understand. So he says, apañcīkṛtabhūtebhyaḥ jātaṃ saptadaśāṅgakam saṃsārakāraṇaṃ liṅgamātmano bhogasādhanam. So he is explaining the subtle body. apañcīkṛtabhūtebhyaḥ jātaṃ saptadaśāṅgakam saṃsārakāraṇaṃ liṅgam ātmano bhogasādhanam. saptadaśāṅgakam, saptadaśāṅgakam, sapta 7, dasha 10, 17, anga limbs, angakam means which is endowed with 17 limbs, that which has 17 limbs. Okay, so that which has 17 limbs, saṃsārakāraṇaṃ, which is the cause for samsara. See, we got into samsara the moment we had this gross body, the subtle, the causal body. The moment we had the association with the causal body, we are into the samsara. But the travel in the samsara and the experience in the samsara is because of the causal body. How? See, we die. The body stays here. It is cremated or buried, whatever. What travels from here to the other worlds? Or there is this possibility of leaving one body and entering another body, which Bhagavan Bhashyakara did. There is a vidya there. So, if we want to leave this body and enter another body to experience things through that body, we don't push our body in that body, but we push the subtle body. We leave the subtle body from this gross body and enter the subtle gross body, other gross body. Okay, the subtle body is what travels from one plane to another plane, one body to another body. Okay, now for the subtle body to be associated in the samsara, we need karmas. Okay, through the gross body you perform the karmas, but you don't experience it through the gross body, experience it through the subtle body. Actually, the experience takes place through the subtle body. The experience is registered in the subtle body, not the gross body, because the gross body is left here. So if it is complete here, then where will you be experiencing the future karmas? So the subtle body is where the samskaras are associated. Okay, that we'll see later. Now, saptadaśāṅgakam, these 17 limbs, the 17 limbed, that which is cause for samsara, ātmanah bhogasādhanam, ātmanah bhogasādhanam, for oneself, this is the means for, vehicle for experiencing things of the world. That is what is called as lingam. Lingam here is linga shariram. Lingam here is linga shariram. Linga shariram or causal body or sūkṣma shariram. Not causal body, subtle body. So you can either call it a linga shariram or sūkṣma shariram, which is both subtle body. Some people are like, what is this linga sharira? Suddenly you are in shock after hearing linga sharira. Linga sharira is nothing but subtle body, sūkṣma sharira. Okay, you either call it linga sharira or sūkṣma sharira, does not really make any difference. So this linga sharira is made of 17 limbs. Okay, apañcīkṛtabhūtebhyo jātaṃ. It is born of this subtle body, is born of unprocessed 5 elements. It is born of unprocessed 5 elements. Okay, now we know it is born of unprocessed 5 elements. But what is the 17 linga, 17 parts? So that is said here. śrotrādipañcakaṃ caiva, vāgādīnāṃ ca pañcakam, prāṇādipañcakaṃ buddhimanasī liṅgamucyate. śrotrādipañcakaṃ ca eva, vāgādīnāṃ ca pañcakam, prāṇādipañcakaṃ buddhimanasī, dual case, buddhimanasī, one word, dual case. Okay, buddhimanasī liṅgamucyate, meaning śrotrādipañcakaṃ, śrotra etc. 5. What are they? śrotratvakcakṣurjihvāghrāṇāni. These are the 5 sensorial sense objects, sense organs. These are called as dhi indriya or jnana indriya or buddhi indriya, knowledge sense organs. Okay. Knowledge sense organism. When I say shrotra, it is ear, not the ear, which is the we call it golaka in Sanskrit. Okay. The external limb is not what we call it as ear. These are all limbs. That's all. You can have a beautiful ear, external ear, the limb of the ear, but you may not hear anything. You may have a beautiful nose, but it doesn't smell anything. We know people who can't smell, or we know this experience of not able to smell during the corona. Lot of people had this experience. So you may have a beautiful nose, but it cannot smell. You may have a beautiful eyes, but it cannot see anything. Why is that way? Do we then lack the limb in the linga sharira? No. This external object is not the indriya, sense organ. Sense organ resides in this external object. Okay. So inside this ear, there is the sense organ. Inside this tongue, there is sense organ. Inside the nose, there is sense organ. Inside the eye, there is a sense organ. And that sense organ is guided by a devata, a deity. Adhishtatru devata, we call it. It is a presiding deity for each of the sense organ. Each of the sense organ has a presiding deity. And that is empowered or dispowered through your karmas, past karmas. So when it is empowered, you see it in a special way. When it is not empowered, when its powers are reduced, then you will not be able to see. That is the idea. Okay. So śrotrādipañcakaṃ, the ear, etc. 5. Then vāgādīnāṃ, vāk, speech, organ of speech, etc. 5. These are called as sense organs again, but these are all activity sense organ. That is knowledge sense organ. This is activity sense organ. Okay. So action sense organ. We can call it as action sense organ. Now, what are these? Vāk, the organ of speech. Pani, hand. Pada, leg. Payu, the anus. And upastha, the organ of procreation. Okay. These are the 5 organs of action. So we have 5 sense organs of knowledge, 5 sense organs of action. Okay. 10. prāṇādipañcakaṃ. Prana, etc. 5. Prana, etc. 5 means prana, apana, udyana, udana, samana. These 5. But there are 5 more according to the yogis, etc. They call it krikara, they call it dhananjaya, etc. These different vayus. Meaning when we are able to blink, that blinking is possible because of a special kind of vayu. And the hiccups we have, that is because of a special kind of vayu. Okay. When the body puffs up after death, that is because of a special kind of vayu. All those, they have different names, but we are not interested in all those things. For us, the important thing is these 5 vayus, which are necessary for the functionality of the body. That's all. Okay. So 5 sense organ of knowledge, 5 sense organ of action, 5 prana, the vital air. Okay. Now, buddhimanasī, intellect and mind. Buddhi is intellect and manas is mind. So buddhi, intellect and mind. So we have 17. Liṅgamucyate. These 17 are called as the subtle body. These 17 grouped together, they leave this body, then you are dead. They enter this body, you are alive. That's all. That is how we are alive or dead. Okay. Now, some people say the soul left. Soul does not leave. Soul cannot leave. Soul cannot travel here and there, because soul is all pervading. Self is all pervading. What leaves is not just the prana, all the sense organ. If just the prana leaves, you will be able to see, oh, this fellow came to my death. Oh, that fellow. Oh, what are these? They are crying so loudly. You will be troubled actually. Good. Now, What are these 5 sense organs of knowledge? He says, śrotratvakcakṣurjihvāghrāṇāni pañca jātaṃ ākāṣādīnāṃ sattvaṃṣebhyah ji indriyāni anukramatah. Śrotra, tvak, chakshu, jihva, ghrāṇāni pañca jātaṃ ākāṣādīnāṃ sattvaṃṣebhyah ji indriya anukramat. We know the 5 sense organ of knowledge. I explained it. So he is explaining what it came from where. Akāṣādīnāṃ, from the ether, etc. We saw Atmana, Akāṣa Sambhuta, Akāṣad Vayu, etc. That order we saw. Space, air, fire, water, earth. Right? This is beautiful. śrotratvakcakṣurjihvāghrāṇāni. There is in the same order they are created. Where are they created? From Akasha, etc., from space, etc., ether, etc., from its sattva aspect. Sattva amshebhya, from its sattva aspect, anukramata, in order, respectively, śrotratvak, etc., these 5 elements, these 5 sense organs, pañcadhīndriyāni jātaṃ. These 5 sense organs of knowledge, di indriya, ji, buddhi, they are all same. Ji indriya, buddhi indriya, jnana indriya, the sense organs of knowledge, they came into existence. How did it come? From the sattvic aspect of that Akasha, because though it all came from tama predominant Maya, there is a sattva, rajas and tamas in each one of them, right? So, in the Akasha, in the space, sattva predominance came the tvak, the chakshu, etc. From sattvic aspect of ether, from sattvic aspect of Akasha, space, came into existence this ear. Shrotra, ear. That is why logicians say shabdagunakam akasham. Space is that, ether is that which has sound as its quality. And in ear we have a ear drum, which is space. Karna shashkuli avachinna, they'll call it karna shashkuli avachin. Karna shashkuli. In the ear there is a ear, akasha. Karna shashkuli avachinna akasha, they call it. The logicians say it. So, the sattvic aspect of space is the cause for ear. Okay, the sense organ of ear. Then, air. The sattvic aspect of air is the cause for the śrotratvak, the sense organ of touch. Beautiful this is. How? See, space is there. Can I see space? No. Can I touch space? No. Okay. From that comes into existence space, and I can understand only from the sound. Okay. Now, from that comes into existence, from that space came into existence air. Air has the sense organ of touch, but it also has the sound, which is from the cause, space. Because the causal quality should be there in the effect also. This space has sound as its quality, and that will be there in the air also. That is why we see that sound of etc. All that. Other than touch, the experience of touch. Oh, there is good wind. Oh, the wind is very strong. All that experience because of the sense organ of touch, the special quality of air. Okay. From air came into existence fire. Fire you can see. That is why eyes. You can see the fire. Not just see the fire, you can hear the fire sound, cracking sound. And you can also sense the touch. If you touch, you will understand the fire. Right? So, the causal aspects or qualities are also there, and it's a special quality which is to be able to be seen. So, that sense organ of seeing is from fire. Okay? Now, fourth is the water. Sense organ of taste comes from water. Water, taste. So, that there is a special quality, and there are other qualities from the previous thing. Okay. Now, sense organ of the air from earth. From earth, we get the sense organ of a smell. That is why logicians say Gandhavati Prithvi. The earth is that which has smell. The nature of earth is that which has smell. Whatever has smell is of the nature of earth. That is how they decipher. Okay. So smell is from the sattvic aspect of, you have to remember, from sattvic aspect of space, you have a ear. From sattvic aspect of air, we have the sense organ of touch. From sattvic aspect of fire, we have the sense organ of seeing. From sattvic aspect of water, we have the sense organ of taste. From sattvic aspect of the earth, we have the sense organ of smell. Only sattvic aspect, because we need the rajasic and tamasic aspect also. Okay. So sattvic aspect of these elements, these tanmatras, these basal elements, unprocessed elements, we have all these 5 sense organs of knowledge. Okay, we'll see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.